Hey there, I cut grass here. I want to share with you a recent repair that I had to make that if you find yourself in this situation, you'll have a little bit of guidance. I am not a master mechanic, but I scoured the internet for a video and directions on this repair and I found nothing. So I learned trial by error, and I looked all over. I contacted Hustler about this. They couldn't explain it to me. And I found a way that I think is fairly easy, because when I did speak with the gentleman with Hustler over the phone, he said he walked away from it with bloody knuckles, indicating that it was very difficult. But what happened on this mower is one of these fan pulleys went out on me. And I've got a fan pulley over here I can show you that busted. It's this piece right here that busted off. And when you need to replace this, it comes in a kit. And there's a pulley right here that sits under that fan. This is the original pulley. And then what happens is that fan sits on top of it. And then there's a bolt right here. This bolt comes and you torque this down on top of that, and that keeps that secure onto the mower. Now below that pulley actually is another metal piece that is connected to a rod that comes out of the transmission case. And that is literally, it sits under here, under this pulley. But what you can see on this original one is that it got wore down over time. And so it was creating an issue where it was unstable, and then eventually this fan pulley busted off. So I ordered it, it came in a kit, everything came together. By the way, the new part, this is the original, the new part, had a different pattern on it. It was the same size, so it worked, but it was a different pattern. But anyway, the new piece, the shape in here matched the shape in the new pulley, and so it just kind of sat on like that. And again, the new fan sits on top, and then you torque it down. Now what you'll find when you do this repair is there's no way down in that mower, there's one right there, it's hard to see, there's another, there's no way to when you try to torque that bolt down, the rod that's down below there that this is being fastened to won't stay still. So you have to use an impact gun, and you have to be careful when you do that. I've heard some guys will take the belt somehow and configure it in such a way that it holds the pulley still. I haven't had any luck with that. I went and bought a $120 impact gun, and I didn't over torque it. That's the big thing. And it worked. Now, when I took this piece off, this is the new one here. The impact gun had it off in about 3 seconds. I got the piece replaced, and I was by myself. I couldn't get the belt rerouted back on here, which was really difficult. And I tried for about 4 hours and different things. I couldn't get it to work. I had a buddy of mine come over, and he got under the mower here on the back end, and he flexed a little tensioner spring. And when he did that, that gave me enough slack to put the belt around and torque it down. And it literally took 5 seconds to do that. So this really is a two-man job. Once I got it replaced and torqued back down, I went ahead and replaced the transmission fluid. You got to use a 20W50 on these Hustler Fastraks. And there's the entry, or the fill port right there. And then when you get under the mower back here, it's right by the wheel. And I don't know if I can get down here or not enough to see this. But there's a case right under here. And what happens is you untorque that, and there's a filter very similar to an oil filter that comes off. And there's one on each side, one on the left, one on the right. You drain that out. And then after you drain that out, at the top of each case, there's a plug that you untorque. And when you unplug that torque, it allows the oil to completely purge from the system. You then put that plug back in. You replace it with a new filter on each side, and put a little bit of oil in each filter, of course. Put a little bit of oil in the seal, and then fasten it back up and put the covers on. And then you'll come over and you'll fill this back up. Now on this Fastrak, this is a 48. The manual says it takes about 4 quarts of oil, and there's a fill line on the side of this that says fill to cold. And what you'll have to do is you'll have to add a little bit of oil. It'll fill the reservoir up, and then you'll stop for a while, or air will purge itself out, and then eventually it'll be empty, and you add more oil. And what I did is I just put 4 quarts side by side, And so I knew how much I was going through. And as I got towards the end of the 4th quart, I would put a little bit down into the reservoir at a time to make sure I wasn't overfilling it. Once that's full, you then have to jack up the back end of the lawnmower just enough so that the wheels are off the ground. And then you'll set the seat back down on the lawnmower. You'll start the lawnmower up, and then you'll take it out of park, and you do so on this mower on the Fastrak by simply taking the controls and moving them in like you're going to operate it. And then you'll slowly push those forward and then slowly push them back. And you'll do that about 5 or 6 times, and it purges the air out of the system. After you've done that, you'll come back here and you'll take these little adjusters back in here. You'll see one right back there where my finger is at. There's one on each side, and they're bypass adjusters, and you'll adjust that to the other position, and the same on the other side. There's one on each side. One back there you can't see because of the wiring. And then you'll do the same thing once again with the controls forward and back very slow. It purges the air out of the system, and then you'll replace those bypass valves in their original position. If you hear a lot of noise when you're operating the mower that you don't normally hear, and I can't really explain it, how it sounds, it's an indicator that the air has not been purged out of the mower, and you'll want to keep doing that until it's purged out. Use a 20W50 according to the manual. Whatever your manual calls for, especially during the warranty period, is a type of oil you want to use. I hear guys all the time talk about different types of oils, but again, to cover your rear and make sure you still have that warranty, stick with what they recommend initially. That being said, if you have any questions, shoot a comment below if you want to. Again, I'm not a master mechanic. I learned this stuff trial by fire, so to speak, and I'm just getting sick and tired of coming across these situations when I'm running my lawn care business and I can't fix it. And I'm not going to pay any longer $85 a labor hour for someone at a shop to hold on to it for 2 or 3 weeks to do the 20 or 30 minute repair. Again, this is I Cut Grass, and I'm going to start sharing our experiences when these things start happening, and hopefully we can help some of you out there who might not have the ability to take your equipment into a repair shop and have it done. And this is especially helpful if you've got jobs that have to get done, and maybe it's the weekend and the mechanic shop is closed. So again, we'll post more videos as these problems come up.